All right, hello, it's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday, May 4th, 2014, and we are Nerds on the Couch live. And we got a lot to cover for this coming week. And of course, may the force be with you.
You know it's May 1st. You said May 4th.
Out. I thought I said May 1st.
No.
Okay, well, it's Thursday, May 1st.
You don't be ahead too far.
Sorry.
Yeah, the fourth.
I meant to say is that we're looking forward to the weekend, and I was saying may the 4th be with you.
Hey, it's a wonderful weekend for us geeks and nerds. Between Star Wars Day and Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, yes, and that's a lot that we're going to be getting into in a few minutes. But, of course, unfortunately, this has been a little bit of a sad week for a lot of us. This week, we mourn again, we feel saddened by the passing of actor Bob Hoskins. And I posted it up on the Facebook page, or facebook.com/nerdsoec. There is not one movie. You've seen this actor, and every one of you has seen at least one movie this guy's been in.
Oh yeah.
Any geek or nerd has seen. I mean, I've bashed the Super Mario Brothers movie to no end. One of the best episodes was, again, the Nostalgia Critic bashing that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And as awful as that movie was, nobody, absolutely nobody, has ever spoken ill of Bob Hoskins playing Mario.
Well, he was
because he was. Yeah, he was the perfect actor to be Mario. I mean, just look at him. He had the mustache. He was a short little guy. He was kind of roly-poly. And you know what? He had attitude. And you know what? That's what we expected out of Mario.
Yeah.
I kind of like this performance as Smee. I mean, I liked him in Hook. I thought he did a great job as Smee in Hook. And he did a great job on the miniseries, Neverland. He came back as Smee. I thought that was great. That was a great touch. I can never think of Smee without thinking of Bob Hoskins.
And how rare is it that an actor actually comes back to be the same role in a different movie?
Yeah.
Not often. I can tell you this. When it comes to his career, my favorite is still Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got to think that was like his biggest
Owns
role.
that role.
Do you think that was his biggest role?
It's the one that really made him famous.
I don't think so. I think he's going to be known as Mario forever, man. That's the role people are going to remember him for.
Oh,
you have to admit
I
that.
think that's kind of an insult, dude.
Well, not an
You have to
insult,
admit.
but come on. You can't think of the movie. You can't think of Mario. If you think of, who could play a good Mario, you're going to say Bob Hoskins, man. No other actor is going to come to performing Mario as well as him, you know?
Wait. Lou?
Who?
He's talking about on the Captain Lou Albino.
No, I mean, you're comparing Captain Lou Albino to Bob Hoskins, dude. Oh, man.
Wow.
That's like cheeseburgers to filet mignon. You know what? You can't do.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to David Slash.
No. But his land. Okay, his roles are very, very. I'm gonna remember him forever as Mario. But his landmark role was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who can get that sort of acting out of that? I don't see any other actor being the detective in that movie. I loved it.
No, and really owning the role. But for geeks, people are going to go ahead and say, "Oh, Mario's dead."
Well, actually, I'm seeing more Eddie Valiant drawings and artwork. I think Roger Rabbit kind of, it still gets people.
That's the thing, is that Roger Rabbit, in regards to the nation as a whole, that's the one that people will remember. Some people will remember that he was Mario, but the thing is that a lot of people, it's not what he's going to be famous for. On his tombstone, it's not going to go ahead and say, Bob Hoskins, he was our Mario.
Yeah, well, you're not going to see either that he died from eating bad mushrooms.
Oh
Wait. Is that how it is?
no,
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
no, dude. No.
He died of natural causes.
Yeah, ill health,
Okay.
natural causes.
Yeah.
Oh man, now that I think about it, I wish I would have gone into my old toy bin. I am pretty sure I have the old action figure of Mario, Bob Hoskins. They came out with toys.
Hmm
I had him and John Leguizamo on it, but still, I think, for us, I mean, yes, he is a noted British actor and he's done, tons of other work, but I still remember him in the Pink Floyd movie, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Forgot about
yeah, um, as the lawyer guy.
that.
Yeah.
He's a Fleabag.
Yeah, and he was also in like other mafiosos. I remember him playing like British mafioso guys and
Yeah,
all that.
Oh
he
yeah.
came out in that movie with Jet Li. Remember Unleashed?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
you know what? I mean I like the movies. I like his performance simply because it was surprising. I'm not used to seeing him play such a bad guy, but I really didn't like the role he
That's
played. Does
where
that
he
make
got his
sense?
start actually in you know roles like that as the thug.
Well,
I mean it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. To me, it was Smee in Hook.
Hmm
Mhm.
I actually think he was like one of the shining stars in that movie. And it wasn't easy to top Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman in that movie.
That's true. You know, I also like his down to earth performances too. I liked him in Mermaids. He played opposite Cher. He did a good job as an everyday guy. And that's what I liked him better as. That's the role I remember him more as. An everyday guy.
I remember I loved that Mermaids one. That was actually a good one with Cher and Winona Ryder, right?
hmm
Yeah, Christina Ricci
Yeah,
when she
one
was a
of her
kid.
first roles before she started stealing.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
oh,
Anyway.
You
I'm
let
sorry.
David be David. As blindsided as he is, he's David. Leave him alone.
all right, but moving on, ladies and gentlemen. This week, of course, there's a lot happening this week. You can check your local town. You can go Facebook and look up Free Comic Book Day, Saturday, May 3rd. There's going to be a lot of
Yay.
activities across the United States, so you can enjoy Free Comic Book Day. A couple of things to note on that for El Paso. Sun City Sci-Fi is going to be at Asylum Comics and Cards, which is on 5360 North Mesa. And also Daxy's Boy Toys, 126 Shadow Mountain. You can look them up on Facebook if you're in El Paso area. But again, you can go to Free Comic Book Day on Facebook, look them up, and they have a database of any events and anything happening in their local town. Nerds on the Couch is going to be there at both, so we're going to have footage, and you can check them out on our Facebook page.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now I know in New Jersey, basically, down the shore in Tom's River, Stevens Comics, they will be doing special things on Saturday. Um, and in Union, I know there's another comic book stores. Dewey Comics in Monroe is also doing special events. So again, check them out. They are all over Facebook, or just type in your city and Free Comic Book Day on any search engine, and you should be able to find events in your local areas.
Yeah. I mean,
hmm
it's turned into like a mini conventions in a lot of places. So it's going to be tons of fun. Also, talking, when I talked about all I looked around and Free Comic Book Day, which is coinciding, of course, with Sunday, May 4th. It's all becoming Star Wars themes over here, and we
Oh,
got
yeah.
some big Star Wars news came out this week. The entire cast got announced for Star Wars Episode 7, and they announced it by taking a picture, nice black and white, which you can see it on our Facebook page and practically anywhere now, of the entire cast sitting down with J.J. Abrams doing a read-through, which, like, how awesome would it have been to been in that room?
Yeah, just to be a fly on the wall and just seeing what people are talking about, how they're reading, what they're reading, and just getting a good vibe about everything. I mean, there's a lot of newcomers to Star Wars in this movie. A
Oh
lot of the
yeah.
names I don't even recognize.
Well, some of them are, George Lucas, or I guess, well, it still has George Lucas, and part of it is you don't grab, top A-list actors. It has, they're grabbing good actors.
Mm.
I gotta say, I mean, everybody talks about Andy Serkis being in that one, and he's
Yep.
famous for the Golem and playing Caesar in the Planet of the Apes one. So I'm betting he's going to be a CGI character. And then
Hmm.
another noted one is Max von Sydow, or Sindo,
Now, Max von Sydow.
Sydow. And he's done tons of performing. He's known for a great actor and all that. So he's kind of got a dark vibe, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was in Conan, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
Yes,
in
he was.
Conan.
He
Of
was
course,
the
on the
king.
opposite, he was also on Judge Dredd.
Yeah, he was also the bad guy in Ghostbusters too.
And don't
It's
forget, he played.
Vigo.
He was Vigo.
It's
Don't
Vigo,
forget,
the Carpathian. It's Vigo.
yeah, he did
What?
play.
Yeah, he was
He
the
did
wall.
the
He was
the
Vigo.
voice,
No, it was him,
but
dude.
also he played Jesus, man.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh
Played
God. So he's been everywhere. He's gone from one side of the
the
spectrum
guy
to
to have
another.
an exorcist.
Done it all.
And some people were talking about it, like the position. I mean, the old cast members are back: Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, and of course a personal friend of ours, Peter Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew.
Yeah. Uh,
Gotta love him.
And some people are noted, hey, where's Billy D. Williams? Well,
Yeah, that's right. Billy D. Williams isn't there. I guess what happened on, let me see, in
Dancing with the
this,
Stars.
no, no, no. When he
He had to
betrayed
back
Han and
out on
all
that
them,
one.
I guess it bit him, and they don't want him back, I guess.
well, they can't get everybody back, but it's a nice cast. I think the cast is rounded, and
I mean, did
I'm
they get
seeing
Mon Mothma back?
doesn't look like it, but come on, she had like what, like a 5-minute thing?
Hmm.
Although,
I know.
it's interesting when you look at all the cast, a lot of them are British actors, I'm not familiar with a lot of them simply because, British TV. I watch some of it, but I don't watch a lot of it. I think one of them came out in Law and Order, UK version. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Adam
Ever.
Driver was in Lincoln. He's right now in the show Girls.
He does a
Yeah.
good job in Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really
then
tall, though. That's the other thing. The guy is really tall. He's huge, so he might be a Wookiee. We don't know. You know what I mean? We know that guy is huge.
the other one that everybody talked about, like the position the actors were in. Like when you look at it, you had J.J. Abrams there, and next to him was Harrison Ford. And then next to Harrison Ford was, or in between Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, was Daisy Riddle. And it looked like Daisy was having a conversation with Carrie Fisher.
Hmm.
And
And
since in the
one
picture,
of the
the
other
black and
guys
white picture.
here, we got a Weasley in here.
Yeah, and then basically what ended up was that now everybody's speculating that Daisy Riddle is the daughter.
Which is a valid point. I mean, you'd have certain actors that are going to be really, really interacting that they need to go ahead and get to know, especially when they got to have that daughter mother kind of feel. I mean, it makes sense.
And you got to say they're bound to have kids.
Hmm.
I don't know. And then you mentioned you got a ginger in here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he really is one of the Weasleys. He played, I think the older Willie, one of the older ones, Bill Weasley.
Did he?
Yeah,
I have
Harry
no.
Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Bill Weasley.
Yeah. Oh,
The
okay.
Was it
Okay.
the one that died?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it.
I just wonder
Yeah, I
what.
mean, I'm not, he didn't do a big role on it. We're not saying he did the whole of them. He just did the last two, the Deathly Hollows. He's probably
Yeah,
the older
the
brother.
older one.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
the one that
That
works
was
with
Percy,
dragons.
wasn't it? Was he Percy?
I don't
No,
remember.
no, no. He's one of the
Oh,
older ones. The one that works with dragons.
okay.
That is
Oh.
that married Fleur de la Cour, I think.
Okay. You guys need to. Okay, I need to go back and look at them. See, I recognize some of them. And I think this is a pretty good roundup. If you're going to get a Star Wars cast, this is probably pretty decent here.
Yeah, it's good.
And then
So,
they signed the likeness rights. So
Action figures are on their way.
Yes.
so what's your
Harrison
speculation,
Ford
though?
is never going to get away from this. Okay, Harrison Ford is never going to get away.
So
He
what's your
can run.
speculation, man? You think
Huh?
Max von Sydow is gonna be the bad guy?
I
You
don't
know,
know. I think that he would play like an older, um, sort of a Ben Kenobi kind of character.
well, Max
Mm,
von Sydow, he's a I looked at him. He's a really diverse actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
he can be evil. He can be good. He can just be whatever. I mean, he could probably play a droid and make it look great. Um,
and I got to
so
tell you, he was so creepy in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
mhm.
Hmm.
And he's been creepy parts. He's done some creepy. He's been dark. But
So
also, everybody likes to think that Adam Driver is going to be the bad guy.
Oh,
mm,
that'd be interesting. Certainly got
Yeah.
the
So,
size for it.
well, anything's up in the air. Especially the other thing that they went out of their way to make it perfectly clear that, ladies and gentlemen, the 6 Star Wars movies, the Clone Wars, and the upcoming Star Wars Rebels is canon.
Yeah.
All
yes.
those books, all that
It's,
stuff, fan fiction. you know.
Oh my, and that surprises me that they actually did it. I mean, what kept Star Wars alive? Was it just the movies, or was it the fandom that actually came out from it, including the
well,
books?
it's not that they're going ahead and saying you guys are just a whole bunch of hacks. It's just they have to, because there's so many different interpretations of it. They had to go ahead and say, you know what, certain things are of this portion of the universe. The others, they come from parallel universes or something. It's not that they're saying they're bad. It's just they do have to go ahead and, if they allowed it all, the thing is that you have a full mix and a mess when it comes to Boba Fett.
Oh, well, that
Mm,
comes out. You mentioned Boba Fett. Remember in the Clone Wars, they had the Mandalorian origins,
Background to him, yeah,
and
which
that one
totally
writer.
messes up.
There was one writer who wrote like 9 Boba Fett novels, and she
And
had
she
a
was totally
fit.
upset. Yeah,
Yeah, because everything, her whole entire work got flushed down the window, speaking wise, because she wrote origins, backstories, all that. But she doesn't own it. She doesn't own Boba Fett. She doesn't own these characters. So that, and they don't want to give away spoilers. They don't want you to say, oh, they had twins, and these twins, one became good, one became evil. Chewbacca died.
I think it comes down to, I mean, the simplest term is, who's familiar with all of that? You know what I mean? Not everybody's familiar with that. Everybody
no,
is familiar with the Clone
Uh,
Wars.
I was
Everybody's
gonna
gonna be
say,
familiar with the new series, you know?
there's some Star Wars fandom who knows everything.
Right.
We know
Some.
somebody
That's the
who
thing,
knows
though.
everything.
Some. Right. Some. Not everybody, dude. You know,
I know.
teenager is not gonna know most of that. You know what I mean? They need to
Yeah,
get kids that actually follow or can keep up with it. You know what I mean?
I
I
know,
don't know
but
how many people.
I don't want to say some. I don't want to say all. I don't want to make generalities, dude, because the Star Wars fandom is so diverse. I mean,
Right,
I know
but
there's Star Wars people out there who haven't even seen Episode 1, 2, and 3, and they refuse to
mm,
do it.
What?
right, but we're
understandably
talking
so.
No,
about
no, no.
okay.
I was thinking reverse, that they
No,
refused 4, 5, and
No, no,
6.
no.
no,
The reverse is happening. There are kids out there who are fans of 1, 2, and 3, and the Clone Wars
and they
because that's
won't
what they.
and they won't see 4, 5, and 6.
Now
He-
that's totally wrong.
or they find it boring. I've had kids tell me I find it boring. They
And I
love
can understand
the
that.
other ones.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
the movie's gotta appeal to everybody. You know, they gotta be something that everybody's gonna be able to follow. Can teenagers follow 1, 2, and 3? Did they follow Clone Wars? They're gonna follow a new series? More than likely, you know what I mean? If they can follow all that, they can get into the movie. You know?
Well, I gotta tell you, I mean, seeing the conventions and all that, the kids, who do we see them as?
Leia
We're Amidala.
or
I
Amidala.
see a
Stormtrooper?
lot of girls like Queen Amidala. I've seen Anakin's, Jedi's, which is part of the old stuff. I hardly once in a while I see a Han Solo.
Slave Leia.
Yeah, we see Slave
Oh,
Leia.
lay it all over.
We saw a lot of Darth Maul. You know, that's interesting.
Well, Ray Park was there, dude.
Yeah, but in general, you know, Darth Maul.
Well, if
know.
you get more of the slave Leias out there making new like slave, I don't know, Organas or whatever, any other slave whatevers, you're gonna get more cosplay of that.
Or I like what this guy said. We saw Return of the Jedi, Slave Leia. Conventions were never the same after that. I don't want to know
and
what
it's
that
totally
meaning
true.
sound is. Okay, so
Moving on.
moving on, ladies and gentlemen. I got to say this, that again, moving on from Star Wars to comic books. Zack Snyder made it official this week, ladies and gentlemen. Zack Snyder declared Justice League movie coming. Signed deal, it's happening. He's one of the writing teams, and he's also directing Justice League.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
When we were picking characters left and right the last couple of weeks. I mean, we had Cyborg, Green Lantern, Flash. So it was in the works. The writing
I mean,
was-
if they were trying to keep it hidden, they were doing a terrible job.
Well,
Yeah,
it
that's-
wasn't like they kept it hidden, but it was always a matter of when. Because we talked about it before. We said, well, they're going to do Superman and Batman, and then they were going to do a Batman movie, because Ben Affleck signed on to do Batman movies. And then they mentioned, too, they're going to reboot Green Lantern. And
Thank
Wonder
God.
Woman now, before they hesitated, now they said there is a Wonder Woman movie. coming.
You know what? And there is a lot of want for Wonder Woman. You gotta have Wonder Woman, so you gotta have her origins, and you have to explain everything for her.
And now, the next movie is Justice League. So obviously we have 4 members.
Are they bringing in Aquaman?
That's another question: is who is next?
I will give the New 52 this much credit. They finally made Aquaman a little more interesting for me.
Well, I always liked Aquaman, but his character got so diluted over the last
Yeah,
few decades.
Oh, I can go ahead and telepathically go ahead and get help from the dolphins. And he'd do it all
Uh,
good.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the old
I'm remembering
series that they had with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're remembering not the comic books at all.
No. Yeah, I know.
yeah, that's definitely the cartoon, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but no, they tried to make him interesting. Then, they had him grow his hair and a beard. They chopped off his hand. He had a hook, and then, he had I guess a watery telekinetic hand, and then a
Yeah, but he-
difference. I mean, come on, Chino.
For me.
Well, Chino, I'll go to you. What have they done to Aquaman in the last 20 years?
What haven't they done to Aquaman in the last 20 years, man? Seriously. They killed off his wife, they killed off his kid, they killed off Atlantis, then he brought it back, They didn't chop off his hand, he actually lost it in acid, Then he came back with a beard and stuff, Really, what haven't they done to the poor guy,
Aquaman is basically like a country music star at this point, I think.
Aquaman is like Shakespeare, dude. I mean, seriously, man. Just call him Oedipus or something, man. Poor Aquaman. Jeez.
Yeah, no other character has gone through so much turmoil, so many physical changes. But, I hope he's in it. I don't know if he will or not, but safe bets. I'm willing to bet we're going to see Flash.
I want to see Flash.
Yeah, I mean they got the TV show coming.
Yep.
I don't know if they're going to. Logic to me would be to get the same actor and
Eh,
do like what they do with Marvel Agents of Shield. That universe is connected to this universe.
Yep.
I mean that's what I would do.
I don't know. I don't like that idea. I'd rather it be separate. But we'll see what they do, man. We got no control over it.
Well,
Just in my
I was
opinion,
gonna.
I'd rather we're separate.
Well, I'm jumping that I would like the Green Arrow world shook up, and you realize that hey, they got these heroes now. Superman is flying in the air, and he could meet Green Arrow, and Green Arrow and Green Lantern could have an episode, or
Yeah,
again,
actually, you're right.
Green Arrow could do a cameo in the Green Lantern movie.
And Green Arrow can borrow the ring.
And then they can
Or
go
again,
ahead
they get on a
and
van and they do a tour across America.
Hey, that was a good part.
Oh, the '80s was interesting for comic books,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, the question is that they're kind of doing a reverse Marvel here. Do you think it would work for them?
That's a good question. I mean, you have to look at some facts. I mean, they have to have a lot of respect for the characters, and they have to be able to just do it just right. I mean, if the last Batman movie is any indicator, if they don't have any respect for the characters or the storylines, I mean, it's going to turn out bad. We know that for a fact. So point blank, they have to have the respect for the characters. If you don't, this thing is going to go ahead and fall flatter than I don't know than last week's waffles. I don't know. So,
Um, well, I have to add one thing. There's a danger of another thing happening here. First off, as for your reference to Batman, remember, they aim towards the median audience.
Huh?
In regards to the most populous, they don't aim for fans. Because Batman 3 made more money than any of the others. Actually, the first one and the second one made more. But here's my fear. People are going to go ahead and see Justice League movie, and they have to separate themselves from the Avengers. They do not want to go ahead and be known as the Avengers knockoff. And that's going to be their biggest hurdle. And that's why Batman and Superman is so important for them. Because they have to diversify it.
And that's always a challenge because you're absolutely right. I mean, Avengers kind of did the generic story of an alien invasion and the superheroes have to get together, which I hate to. I mean, I'm going to say it. Justice League did it first in comic books.
Oh no, that's true. I didn't say that they didn't. But the
no,
thing
no,
is,
I'm saying no, no. I'm pointing it out. I'm pointing it out, but it's that storyline, and the Justice League really can't repeat it because it'll happen what you say happened.
with them bringing Thanos in, that's going to go ahead and also limit some of the things that Justice League can do. Because you have to remember, a lot of the storylines are very similar.
Well, let's take the point of Man of Steel. What I liked about Man of Steel is it made Superman for this generation, and we already had that full conversation about it. But
Yeah.
I like the fact that they brought it to our generation, and they did it their own way, but they still respected the character, which I thought they did a great job with that. You know what I mean? He's not the Superman that we grew up with, but he's not the Superman. He's not a Superman that we're not gonna dislike. He's our Superman now. As Renee pointed out. And thinking about that storyline was already an alien invasion. To be honest with you, that's what it was. Kryptonians coming to Earth. They already did that storyline for Man of Steel.
Well, the other thing too. Oh, go ahead, Orly.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to point out. Do you guys trust Zack Snyder?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mm, um, looking
because
at
he's
what he
now
did with
become
the
the guy
Superman
behind it
movie.
all.
Yeah, looking at what he did with the Superman movie, I know that he can handle it. Um, as long as they get the shaky cam out for Ori.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh my God, yes. You know what? I'll be happy with the movie if I see this dome come out of a swamp and it opens
Uh,
up and then they say
that's where
Legion of Doom.
that's where they can go.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Hey, they need the announcer.
Yeah, they need the announcer.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, at the and,
Oh God, that's so
Meanwhile, Steve
70s with the
Griffin's. Oh, wait a
announcer.
minute.
yeah, but that's the thing is when people remember Justice League, they remember Legion of Doom. It's our childhood, and if we went ahead and saw, Solomon Grundy coming out along with, you know, Black Manta and all the others of the Legion of Doom, I mean, at least
Giganta.
we're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this much: if there's no Wonder Twins or no Monkey, I'm walking out. No,
They're
I'm
at
kidding.
that purple monkey.
Actually, it's the opposite. If I see Wonder Twins and the Monkey, I'm walking out.
oh no,
Water.
no, for me, I'd walk out like if I see like Samurai and the Aztec and you know, what was the other diversified one they threw in? Black Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
God.
like, dude, why do you call him Black Vulcan when he has electricity powers?
Oh my God! You know what? It'd be even worse if they brought in the those two kids. I forgot what the two kids. You remember them?
Oh, the two
Yeah.
kids. That's right.
You
Yeah.
wish that somebody would accidentally step on them, like Gigante would go, "Oops!" The only deaths in the entire series. Anyway, that'd be good.
Oh, I tell you one thing, if they're looking for examples of how to do it, I would point out, I would point out the Justice League cartoons from the 90s.
The
And the
Unlimited, right?
Justice League, the Unlimited, and the one before that was just called Justice League.
Justice League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now,
And
with Hawk Woman or Hawk Girl.
Okay.
yeah,
I will say it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Um, it's the villains that really make a good superhero movie. They help go ahead and bring that, the intensity into it. And if they go ahead and get some good villains in, and the thing is that they have a whole rogues gallery of great villains they can bring in.
Yeah,
Well,
with Batman alone.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we talk about villains, though, we gotta recognize that we gotta see what villains come out in Batman and Superman. That's gonna set up the stage for Justice League. We gotta see
Yeah,
what villains they're gonna have there. Lex Luthor for sure. I know. I've heard his name in there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We gotta see who else is coming.
well, if you're going to have a Justice League, I think Lex Luthor would probably be the best one
But I'd like to
for.
see him remain in the shadows, not the central one.
I think if I was to bring out, I think he's in the shadows in the Batman Superman movie, and Justice League would be a perfect time to get him out.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would.
And what I find interesting, especially in the cartoon series in the '90s and Justice League Unlimited and everything, is that Lex Luthor was actually the one who saves the world.
Yeah, I liked how he played both the good guy and the bad guy. He walked
Well,
that
that's what he
fine
always
line.
does. Gains people's trust that way.
Yeah, and I gotta say, if they want inspiration, go look at that series. They could probably do it, but as far as things go, I think Zack Snyder knows what he's doing, and I like his vision. And it seems that Warner Brothers and all that is backing him up because he made Superman and he's making Batman, and it seems now that he's creating the DC universe for film. And so if there's going to be a Wonder Woman, all those different movies, it's his universe really now, and I think he can pull it off. I mean, I do like his work, and he has a certain understanding for superheroes.
I
Let me
want
ask you a question.
Starro and Mixelplick in there.
No.
You have to have Bizarro and Mxyzptlk.
Let me ask you a question. What if they introduce their own version of Joker? How would you react to that?
Hmm.
It would be, the one thing is that we have to say enough time has gone by. You know, it's been what, 10 years?
Well, as long as they don't make this Joker like the one in Young Justice, because you remember how much I
Oh,
hated that particular Joker.
oh, dude, we
Oh
hated it.
God,
Oh,
that was a horrible Joker.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the
yeah.
kitty one, the kid.
No, it was
No.
the
No.
remember the Young Justice one? He was like in a
Yeah, he had
suit.
sideburns.
Yeah, sideburns, and he was like a hipster.
Yeah, he wasn't Joker. I mean, it was just like a facsimile of Joker. They tried to put in a Joker, and it just did not work.
Yeah, and they're not going to do the Heath Ledger. You won't see a Heath Ledger type.
No.
I would imagine they might. I wish they wouldn't, or they got to really make him outstanding. Not. I know they probably would do the 52 Joker with the pulled face, and
Yeah, it was a good storyline, but yeah, it was kind of creepy.
it is creepy looking at a guy with the pulled mask thing.
I
But
love Mark Hamill's voice in it, but because for me, he does the epitome of Joker.
I would like to see the Joker from the Arkham Asylum games. Like if you play the Arkham Origins, you
That
play.
was a scary Joker.
Yeah, that Joker is very distinct. He always wears the suits, but he's violent. He blows stuff up. And it's time to have Harley Quinn. It's time to have that character come out too. Right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to contemplate. There is a lot to contemplate. We
Yeah.
don't know.
And I imagine we're going to have a very interesting discussion when we actually get to see the footage of Batman Superman. We see the trailer and we go see the movie. And now we are all going to go see Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
We'll be dragged, but
I'm
we'll
not
go.
dragging. I'm going to be happily in line to see it.
Oh, my
You
No, I
know
mean-
that you know that it's a picture of
Orly,
take
just-
my money now. Take my money now.
Just remember to bring a barf bag with you, okay?
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Just be prepared.
I'll take some Dramamine.
All right, continuing on, we have an announcement. May 4th, of course, May the 4th is Star Wars Day. Another big event happening this week in El Paso is going to be the El Paso Punk Rock and Flea Market at 6901 Montana Avenue. You can check it out. They're going to have collectibles, booths, arts and crafts, and, of course, local El Paso music. It's going to be a cool event, a cultural event in El Paso. You can check it out. They're going to be having a lot of events, and, of course, it's going to be a Star Wars theme. So, again, go
Of course.
show off your Star Wars love and check out the El Paso Punk Rock Flea Market.
We're getting some more, so much more this year in, smaller venues that we can go to. It doesn't have to be the big cons. Smaller ones like these are so much fun to go to.
Oh, yeah.
And you always start things small, and you know what? Everything's gonna just snowball. Everything's just gonna get bigger from now on,
It started.
and we'll have more small events.
Well, things are picking up. I mean, not only that, too, but also the other announcement today was from our friends at Sun City Sci-Fi. In October, they're going to bring back Star Wars Day,
Hey, cool.
just like they did last year. So that's all they have announced so far. It's just that they're going to have a Star Wars Day in October. They stay tuned to hear out for guest announcements and what's going to be. But it's going to be at the...
Mark Hamill, please.
Oh, we're not going to see Mark Hamill for a while, man.
You know the cost of bringing Mark Hamill is just so expensive. I mean, just to get him to go, just to break even, and you would love to have him, but he is not someone you can bring over for a cheap price.
Well, if you want an expert
No, but the
opinion,
thing is that Ian can bring him. The thing is that the old adage, if you build it, he will come. If he comes, we will definitely come.
Well, let's ask the
Bro,
expert. Kelly, you've been to conventions and all. Have you run into Mark Hamill?
No, I have not. I haven't even heard of him going to any of the conventions. Not
The
the
only
mainstream ones. Maybe some of the bigger Star Wars conventions.
And this is a
the
lady
o-
who goes to New York, who goes to the New York Comic Con and to the San Diego Comic Con.
I know.
Yep, I
But
the
go.
I mean,
only
we can
time.
keep our hopes up.
Homer
Okay.
Simpson met him, didn't he?
Well, actually, I've been to one Comic Con where he was there. I was there.
Yeah.
I got an autograph from him. It was a very special autograph. I do not want to go into details. Anyway,
How much
just
money
getting
did
to
it
meet him.
cost you?
It didn't cost me much. It
Yeah, it
did
was
cost
cheap.
me my blood. No, actually, it did cost a little bit, but you know what? He was really cool. I met him along with a whole cast of other people doing voices, and he was really, really cool.
Well,
And
he
I
was there with
liked him.
Carrie Fisher, and who else was there with him that time? I don't remember.
I don't remember. It's been so long. I only remember Mark Hamill.
You
Well,
know,
how
I
long
forgot
ago?
about that. Mark Hamill did the voice for Joker, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right.
and he was there along with the voice of let me see, SpongeBob.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
Tom Kenny,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Tom Kenny, and it
Yeah.
was Tom Kenny. It was also Mark Hamill, and just a whole bunch of voice actors.
Yeah. The guy that did, oh God, who else was it? The woman that did the voice for the kid on Jimmy Neutron. She was
Yes,
there.
Tara Strong, I think it is.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and she also did the voice of Ryo Oki from Tenchi Muyo.
And she does the
Oh,
voice of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
yeah.
She actually
Well,
did Harley there, and it was very interesting to see her do Harley.
well, again, getting him here is going to be tough. But again, we can always bug our friend Ian. You know?
We could,
I'd be happy with Tara Strong, dude.
Yeah. And again, they do conventions and all that. So, moving on a little bit.
oh,
More in video game news.
Oh
David, you
God,
want
I
to
can't
cover
believe it.
this because this was your generation?
well, I remember the game. I went to my friend's house. He was so proud. He had bought the game, and we all went there to go ahead and play it. And we were going, "Is this it?"
What game was this?
Yeah, you want to explain it to our viewers?
Yeah.
I should have dug it out.
Here's a game dealing with a little bit of candy and a very strange pixelated alien that inadvertently goes ahead and gets stuck in a hole and can't get back out ever.
Yeah, I know, but what's the name of the game?
Oh, I was able to get him out.
E.T. Of course.
For some
E.T.
reason, well, as popular story goes, was that the Atari company went out of business and they were stuck because E.T., the game, was the game that literally killed Atari. They were stuck with so many video games. I mean, like tons
The
and tons and
cartridges.
tons of the
Of the
cartridges.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what to do with them and all that, so they all loaded them up and they dumped them at a dump site legally.
And the
And
thing is, it
they
wasn't
went off.
just E.T. games there. There were
No, and
others.
the thing was is that they went off just to see if they were there. They funded this. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of a common fact they did, and they dug up the games, which is
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah,
like
and
Well, it had
messed up
become
time
sort of an
capsule.
urban legend. Are they there or not? Is this a true story or not? It was, for video game freaks, this was the holy grail of urban legends. I mean, this
yeah,
is
and
the video game Chupacabra. Does it exist?
It
yeah, and
wasn't
I
an urban
remember.
legend at my house, dude. My cousin and uncle worked for Atari at the time. They helped out load the trucks.
And I had heard the story and everything, back before I knew you guys, before you told me that your family actually had a hand in that,
Yeah.
and I just thought, that is so strange. Why would they ever do that? I mean, why didn't they try to sell the games? And you know what? This is when I was a kid, and I didn't understand that, and now I understand. Oh, the You know it, so yeah, that's what happened. And
Some
so it just
mistake
went into
made
like
there.
lore, and just to prove it that it actually did happen, they went out and found them, and actually are making a documentary about this, and it's going to come out. I mean, and it's going to be really cool. It would have been bad is if they never found anything, just like Geraldo Rivera and Capone's vault.
You know how much money he's made from that thing, and there was nothing there.
Yeah,
Wasn't there an episode of Code Monkeys that like totally talked about this?
Yeah.
yeah.
And two, I mean, the other thing is like you go to eBay, you can still find a copy of ET, the Atari game, and buy it for like $1.
Yeah, but why would you buy it? I mean, you know what? Besides using it as toilet paper, why would you get the game?
Why would I use an Atari cartridge for toilet paper?
What good? What else good is it for? You know what? You gotta ask. What good is this game for? Toilet
Skeet
paper. That's
shooting,
about the only
dude. You
thing.
launch them up and you shoot.
Well, that's if you want to go ahead and get crap all over your stuff, but that's
Yeah,
beside the point.
that's playing duck hunt. That's duck hunt. I can tell you this: some abhorrent children, E.T., do need to get buried out in the dumpster.
Yeah.
But
You know
you
what?
know,
I like LARPing. This would be like the perfect LARPing object, the object of evil. I could write a whole storyline behind that, you know?
We need
I
to get one
could
just to
make a
go
whole
ahead and do
adventure
that.
about it. You know?
No,
Imagine-
no. You gotta get it and bury it.
you have to bury
Wait,
it
wait,
on
wait,
sanctified
wait.
earth in order to go ahead and hide the
Is this
evil.
Hold up. Is this the video games, One Ring?
Oh.
Needs to be destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom?
All right, we gotta move on.
I
We
think
gotta
we're
move on.
yeah.
Yeah, we're right out of time. We had a couple of Ninja Turtle news, and man, if you didn't catch the LARPing episode this week, you missed out a lot.
It's actually really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was a great episode. But the other thing, they released, again, they didn't do a new trailer. They released the old trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, but this time they included flashes of the 4 Ninja Turtles. And Donatello.
Good.
And you also got to see what Shredder will look like. Even though he was still in shadows, you did get to see Shredder.
Yeah, did he speak with a Japanese accent or just normal?
No, I don't think he spoke.
Well,
He's like a hybrid.
Yeah, I think there may be like Shredder is this time. Well, because he's played by I forgot his name of the actor, but he looks like he could be maybe Asian, Caucasian mix. I guess maybe that's what they're shooting for.
And it still looks like they created the Ninja Turtles on purpose as weapons or something. I don't know. It still
Yeah.
looks like that's the plot line.
I'm still worried about the movie. I still am.
Worried? You're worried.
I said it once before. You know what? This is going to be the tear stained mattress in the back of that windowless van. You know.
Or maybe they
Where
should
my
get all
childhood
copies of
was
the film
taken.
and bury it out there in Arizona.
No.
Go ahead and go to Alamogordo. Go ahead and bury it with, E.T. has found a replacement.
All right,
you,
but
you gotta
Kelly,
replace evil with evil.
you showed us some pictures on the website.
Yes, they also released what Bebop and Rocksteady's going to look like in the cartoon.
All
They're
right.
finally coming.
Cool.
I gotta admit, I like Bebop's. He's got little skinny legs, doesn't he?
We had to update them a little bit.
I get it.
It
I
looks
mean,
like a 1970s punk rocker. I mean, sort of like Kiss meets, with the tall shoes and all that. I don't know. I mean, it looks a little weird, but I think I can go with it.
yeah, I mean, I understand they gotta, you gotta keep up with the times. I do like the purple mohawk, and I gotta say the standout to me is Rocksteady.
Yeah.
He looks completely badass in that with the army pants and the shoulders, the armor, and all that. He looks awesome.
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
not gonna be happy till they have that expanding robot suit.
I gotta say though, I mean, even I don't know, I'm saving my judgment. I am trying to be as objective I can for the movie. I gotta still give high fives to the writers for the cartoon series.
Oh,
They
they're good.
are, yeah, that LARPing
Nickelodeon's
episode
blowing it out of the park with the cartoon.
completely. I mean, that LARPing episode was 100% awesome.
Well, they know the fans, and they know, the true fans, and they know how to, make us laugh and not insult us.
Or
Yeah,
cringe.
Or
but
cringe.
you have to wonder, this movie's being produced by Nickelodeon, the same company that's producing the animated series. So how did they diverge so much is what I don't understand.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
It's produced by Michael Bay. It has the Nickelodeon name, but Michael Bay made called the shots. And remember, he was gonna make them aliens.
Okay. You know, and you got to think about this, man. If you go ahead and get one of those cartridges of ET and actually touch Michael Bay with it, would he turn more evil or just cancel out? Just get rid of that. Would it destroy him? We got to
I'm
wonder.
thinking-
Let's try that. Let's send him a ET cartridge.
No, next time you see Michael Bay, throw the ET cartridges at him.
This is where you
Get
belong.
rid of both
This is where
those
you
at the
belong.
same time.
Or
You
again, we
go
could
against
kidnap him,
people.
tie him up, bury him in Alamogordo.
Like
All
if-
the bad
like
stuff,
Jimmy
ladies and
Hoffa.
gentlemen. We're gonna get him buried now.
Now, please, those people listening, please do not get Michael Bay and bury him over in Alamogordo. We were joking.
Yeah, we have enough evil out there as it is.
Well, there's always Giant Stadium. That's where we bury everyone that we don't like in Jersey. Little Post.
We know Hoffa's out there, so.
Yes.
All right, another casting movie. Again, speaking of movies, there is a Max Steel movie happening, and it's happening. And they casted Andy Garcia as Dr. Miles Edwards, who is one of the scientists behind that movie. And again, Kelly and I have talked about it on the podcasting. I'm not a fan of the Max Steel, but I don't know.
The first one didn't make enough money to go ahead and warrant a second movie, I don't think.
They haven't made a Max Steel movie.
They did?
Yeah, this is going to be the first Max Steel.
Yeah, this is the first movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I thought that they made
cartoon's
one.
on hiatus.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of a Max Payne, dang it.
Oh,
Sorry,
dude.
Well, it is a pain, but
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Max Steel stuff that's been coming out. I'm not a fan of the cartoons right now too much either of it.
It's okay.
But the movie is still going
That's it.
forward. And
Yep,
I'm like-
Mattel wants that movie to go forward, so.
Yeah, but it's for the kids, man. It's a kiddie movie, man. It's not we're not really going to be interested in seeing it.
Let me go ahead and remind you. Remember that Last Airbender was supposed to be for kids too.
I know.
And see what happened with that movie.
And look what horrible things they did with that.
Yeah, and
Right,
so-
but we liked Avatar. We liked the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Not all of us really like Max Steel, so it really.
So
Yeah.
let's see what happens
we're
with
not
this
we're
one.
not really the market for it.
Well, I'll give you credit. I agree with you. We're not the demographic for it, but
Yeah.
I mentioned this on our other podcast with Kelly. Was that I don't. It doesn't seem to be selling. I see tons of toys. I
Yeah.
really don't hear any buzz from the kids.
No, a lot of the kids don't like the cartoon.
I see the kids go crazy for Power Rangers still, and I see them go crazy for Ninja Turtles. But I just don't see it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but
Unless
No, I don't think you're wrong.
unless the movie really changes opinions, I'd say those toys are going to be next to the ET cartridges.
oh, that's our running theme now.
Uh,
Oh,
Let's
speaking
find
of,
another
This is where
state.
we're all
Bury
doing
it
all-
in Alamogordo.
Yeah, Alamogordo's where they're going to go ahead and bury all of the, geek, we don't want to find it ever again.
Oh, We just came up with a model for the city, Alamogordo, where dreams come to die,
Or buried.
Yeah, where dreams could die and get buried. There we go.
We
Well,
bury evil.
well, speaking of stuff,
If we could
the
do that
other.
with the new Gems movie there, it's like,
Yeah,
Oh,
that might get buried there in Alamo.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. For keeping up, San Diego Comic-Con is coming right up. Uh, Announcement from Mattel is that they're releasing an official Filmation Hordak for the toys, which is the Filmation colors, the blue, the black, to coincide with the Princes of Power.
And removable arm with cannon and claw and little imp.
And people are complaining, but hey, I think he's a cool figure.
I actually have to agree with Scott Knightlick that if they did do the Filmation head, it would not go in with the Classics line. It will stand out because I had a custom Filmation head of He-Man made, and it does not blend in. But I like that they're going with the colors. I like that we are finally getting Imp. I know people have complained that Imp is too small, but Imp is from the pictures I've seen, it looks like Imp is in the right scale. And the other thing people are complaining is that you have to go to San Diego to get the Imp chest. Well, they always give out something special for those who make the pilgrimage and pay the nice money to get into San Diego Comic-Con.
And stay up until 2 in the morning in line.
Wait a minute. I don't go to sleep. I only get 5 hours of sleep over the 5 days I'm out there. It's called working and partying. After I pick up everyone's San Diego Comic-Con order and ship it back to Jersey.
God.
Ergo,
Yeah.
you work.
Well,
So yes, I am working because I have also interviews set up for San Diego and walking.
And of course, let's keep in mind, Kelly is our official San Diego Comic-Con correspondent. She will be there covering it on behalf of Nerds on the Couch.
And probably even joining you live from San Diego during the podcast.
That would be cool, but then I might be there too. Okay. Continuing on with the other big news for video game players and all that, Disney Infinity 2.0 got announced this week. And the major change now, aside, because, if you're familiar with the old ones, it has Disney characters, figures that you play with and you interact with. This time, ladies and gentlemen, the Marvel Universe is going to Disney Infinity.
That's a reason for me to get it. I mean,
Yeah, I haven't picked it up yet. I think I'm going to be going and buying it and playing the games.
Well, I saw the trailer, and it is awesome. The Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man. And I got to say this, I wanted to bring this up. We talked about it, among us, who is the definitive female in the Marvel Universe. And I think we have one now, and I'm declaring Black Widow.
Yes.
She's holding her own.
yeah, she is.
And she's holding her own now with the post. I'm starting to see posters with the Avengers, and of course her. She has a really cool figure, and I saw her in action in the Disney Infinity game, and it is awesome. Huh?
I said, careful, you're married.
Yeah.
But again, I gotta say, the figure looks like Scarlett Johansson.
Which is
It
good
did.
because it doesn't always. I mean, that's action figures don't always look like who they depict, and this time it does.
Yeah, and again, it's cool because this time the way it looked is that you can create your world. You can create Marvel Universe Manhattan, Avengers Tower. The other ones are coming. They showed previews in the game of Spider-Man, the Green Goblin, Loki. Zola is coming, Fantastic Four, Freedom Towers, all that is coming. So you can build and play with and have the entire Marvel Universe on a one game console.
You had me at Captain America.
And just
Uh,
to let the gamers know, I was there I was watching the press conference, ladies and gentlemen. They said that the 2.0 version of the game is going to be Xbox, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 compatible, and Xbox One and PlayStation 4 compatible.
Woohoo!
So you can cross the bridges, and you can use the old figurines and the old game little worlds, which comes in those little plastic ones that you put in to color up. They will work with the 2.0 version.
Will
oh,
it be
cool.
available for Wii or no?
Might be for Wii. They were talking about PlayStation and Xbox. I think Wii is kind of,
It's on the wayside now.
Now,
yeah.
if they have a Mandarin, this had better not be the bad actor of Mandarin.
They did it. I hope not, but let's forget about that.
That leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
All right, moving on a little bit. We're going to go over a little bit of time, but it's all right. Couple of news that we've got to bring up. Our friend of Kelly's. Well, Kelly, you want to bring this one up?
Sure. Daniel Benedict. He's over big guy involved in PowerCon and He-Man.org. He was the person who created Castle Grayskull Man. He also does a bunch of documentaries, and for the last well over a year now, he's been working with a bunch of people to bring a fan-made He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie to the screen, and they're getting close to the end, but they're running out of money, so they started a Kickstarter program. For the next 30 days, there is a Kickstarter program. You can get more information at hemanfilm.com. I mean, there's pro wrestlers who are in it. Gorgeous ladies playing Evelyn and Tila. I've actually got to see some of the costumes at PowerCon last year. They're actually the release date they're hoping for is September 2015, where it will premiere at PowerCon. So anyone can donate. They're going as low as $1. And currently, it's been going now for, I think, 2 days. He's got about 20 backers and has already hit the $2,000 mark. And the goal is to get 10,000 by the end of May.
Well,
You
I
gotta
think
be as
it's
gorgeous
cool.
girls.
I think it's cool. It's pro wrestler Brian Cage who signed on to be He-Man. And again, Daniel Benedict, if you're a He-Man fan, he made Castle Grayskull Man. This is his figure. He's designing.
That's cool.
He is in film. He's not just some guy saying, "Hey, I want to do him." No, he works in film production.
I mean, he actually has even Pixel Dan working on it with him. Johnny Bison, who makes all the cool Masters of the Universe cosplay costumes. He made Triclops last year with the light up mask, even light ups on certain of the parts of the costume and the weapons. He's doing all the costumes. Tila's costume alone must weigh a good 30, 40 pounds.
And I look forward to seeing those ladies as Tila and Evelyn. Let me think about it for a minute.
You are a married man.
My wife isn't here. She's at Sonic getting food.
He already called his wife. You know her number.
Wait a minute, I do have it on my cell phone.
Well, again, that, and you can catch their cool video presentation. I really support these guys. I donated a couple of bucks their way. And so I'm really hoping you can catch their presentation and all that on their website, which is he-manfilm, so hemanfilm.com. Or, again, see their link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/nerdsoec. But that isn't the only movie, right?
No.
Well, if we're gonna talk about the Kickstarter, I mean, we did have, if you're a fan of Kevin Sorbo, and me and Renee, we watched Hercules and Xena. We watched all of it. You know what I mean? He started he's in a new project, something called Mythica. It's like 3 separate movies dealing with the mystical world, the Mythica. That's all we would have for it. We know they have a Kickstarter program to produce it, or a Kickstarter program produced it. So that's all we have. We have some more news on our webpage, but it's nice to see Kevin Smith going back to
Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo.
fantasy world. Kevin Sorbo, I mean, going back to Kevin Sorbo going back to the fantasy world.
And Mythica was based on a video game, if I looked it up right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a live action. I mean, not a live action.
an online.
Yeah, multiplayer online role playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think I'm rooting. You know me, I love fantasy. I'm hoping that the genre comes back. I want to see a He-Man movie, of course, but
Yeah.
What do you mean?
with the World of Warcraft movie coming,
You just want to watch Kevin
And
Sorbo.
we got the third Hobbit back coming. Who
Yeah,
says
and-
fantasy left?
so there's plenty. Hopefully the
but not
genre.
everybody's a fan of Lord of the Rings, man.
It's still one of the best selling.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean
A lot
it
of
is a
it-
big movie. It is a big movie.
Yeah, it's a big movie, but it's not for me. I mean, personally, if my personal fantasy when I like to see fantasy worlds isn't Lord
We
of
don't
the
want
Rings,
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go that way, or I'm gonna have a lot of your wives' numbers on my cell phone.
Really?
Really? They don't got
Yeah.
wives.
Yeah. Okay. You have to find them wives and then call them.
Oh, they're in the same boat as me. I'm trying to find the guy.
Yeah. All right. So that's happening. Another thing quickly in the news was that last week we talked about Flash Gordon being picked up for a movie. Now
Yeah.
they've announced a Phantom movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
You're a
God.
big fan. You love the original one.
Anybody remember the Phantom?
yeah.
Yes, I remember
Phantom,
that.
dude.
Always in purple, wears a mask, has the
The
ring.
Ghost Who Walks, man. Who doesn't love the Ghost Who Walks? Billy Zane did
Yeah.
a good job. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, I was a fan of that movie. I still love that movie, the one with
Yeah.
Billy Zane playing it, and he really embraced the role. And I love the character. If you're not familiar with the character, yeah, Chino pretty much said it right. He dresses all in purple. That's his superhero costume with the black mask. He has two guns. He has the skull rings, and he fights crime. He fights, these terrorist organizations. Well, they're pirates. Now they're a terrorist organization. And, he goes around the world, but he's in the jungles in Africa and has worldwide adventures. This is a great character. And just like Flash Gordon is sci-fi, this guy is one of the original superheroes, and
Yeah.
he deserves a comeback because that TV movie wasn't good.
Yeah, well, if we're gonna talk about the sci-fi series, I mean, movie from sci-fi, the Flash Gordon series wasn't that good either,
No.
the movie, they didn't do justice to the character at all.
So
Although-
hopefully,
2040 was great. I like Phantom 2040.
That was awesome.
that falls under. In case for those who don't know, that was a cartoon came out in the 90s, and it's worth checking out. They have it on DVD. I think you can stream it on different websites, but check out. Oh yeah, it's on Hulu. I know it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Phantom 2040 is one of the underappreciated cartoon series. It's worth checking out. I think it lasted 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
And it was
for
good.
sure.
I was wanting more of it, and it just,
Vanished.
Well,
I-
not exactly. It had an ending.
did it?
It did have an ending.
You never saw it.
Was it Cartoon Network? Was Cartoon Network going ahead and doing its famous cutting off?
No,
it was.
no.
This was
TV,
before
wasn't
the.
it?
No, it was a syndication, dude. It was on syndication.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. I
this
give
was
it. Yeah, you're
before-
right.
This was before those days and all that, and it's worth checking out because it has. The series had an ending, so they wrapped everything up in a nice package, and they rarely do that for cartoons.
And more importantly, it did respect the character. I mean, you can't look at the series and go, they're not following canon of the Phantom. No, they did. They followed it. It was
Well, they
good.
did a good job with it.
Yeah, and it's where again it was done by the guy who did the Eon Flux cartoons, so it had a very unique style.
Yeah, and from what I remember in Eon Flux, because I never watched Phantom 2040, I might watch it right now, but from the Eon Flux, the movement and the way the characters were drawn, the character design was very unique, and from what the pictures that I've seen of Phantom, yeah, they were very very unique and looked really good.
Actually, the series 2040, more than worth checking out. I mean, it's one that I would say is a must see for real comic book geeks.
It's a treasure. I gotta say, it's a treasure. And those who see it, I guarantee you, you're gonna love it. But moving on a little bit, a couple going back to comic book superhero news. Well, Marvel Comics, the comic books, not the movies, the comic books, announced that they're going to kill Wolverine.
I
My
know.
reaction?
Oh my God. He's not supposed to die.
Oh
Well,
no, we've talked about it.
No,
We had
we talked
discussions.
about how to kill him.
Yeah, I came out with a good way to kill him.
Tie him up, throw him into the ocean.
Yeah, he'll drown.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can go ahead and do it the New Jersey way and going ahead and putting the cement blocks on him and everything.
Yeah, but he claw his way out of those cement blocks.
Dude, we got a Jersey girl here, man.
you know, uh, I remember in the Ultimate Spider-Man, they killed Wolverine. The Ultimate series, they killed him. He was totally they somehow Magneto just disintegrated his body totally. All the cells were gone, and he was dead, point blank dead.
I read the graphic novel called Old Man Logan, and they didn't kill him in the series. In the graphic novel they didn't kill him, but they found a great way of stopping him, and I like how they did it. They used Mysterio's power to convince him that all the X-Men were like his enemies, and he ended up killing all of them. You know what I mean? And at the end
Sounds
of the,
good.
yeah, and basically at the end he kind of stopped himself. He stopped doing anything because he killed everybody. It was interesting. It was an interesting twist.
Yeah, and
That's a
you know,
disturb.
but how much news now is it when they announce they're going to kill like a major comic book character?
Well,
They've
he's
done it
only.
before. What do you think Death of Superman was all about?
Well, no, but now, we're talking about then. Back then it made news. Now, do we care? Does anybody care? It's kind of, I mean, they killed
It's
Johnny
only.
Storm. He's back, I think.
Yeah, but you remember what you told us about comic book characters or any character? They're only dead as long as somebody wants him dead. Well, after that, if someone wants him alive, they'll bring him back.
And that's what we know. Now they announce it, everybody's like, so what? You're
Brought
gonna
back
bring him back.
Jason Todd.
I mean, if you want to go ahead and say that, it's like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle knows about that.
Or even now, the big, supposedly the big hoopla, if you collect comic books, the amazing past week, and supposedly the big news was that Gwen Stacy's alive.
Oh, that's lame.
What?
Well, that happened in Ultimate Spider-Man too. I mean, Gwen Stacy got cloned. That happened in the original comic books. Gwen Stacy got cloned. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so you can bring anybody back. It doesn't matter anymore.
No.
And so, it's like we're all, the news now is like, so what? You'll bring him back. You're not going to kill Wolverine.
He'll probably be dead for 2 or 3 issues, and then they'll figure a way to bring him back.
Well, I'll say months. So, yeah, you're right. You're right, Kelly. Months.
Didn't they
Yeah,
do this
months.
in Family Guy? They killed Brian, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the dude who got the tattoo on his arm that said "Rest in peace, Brian."
And like you said, he'll only be dead for so long. They could go back in time. They have a toenail from Logan. He gets cloned. Anything. I mean, someone might have the son of Wolverine.
He'll walk out of the shower, say it was all a dream.
Oh, you're doing
Dallas
that
ending.
on us.
JR.
Dallas thing.
Yeah, he's not J.R. Ewing.
Oh,
He never
thank
was.
God.
You know what? It could be like the ending of the Max, where Max is just a gardener in his garden, and he's just clipping things, and he's not really the Max.
Or again, you could do it comic book way. He's like, hey, he's alive. Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
He
You
was
know?
never
Hey,
dead.
hey, hey, they could do it Soprano style. They say they're gonna go ahead and kill him, and then all of a sudden,
Just
nothing.
goes black.
How do they kill him? Hey, they killed him.
Well,
But I wanted to see it.
unfortunately, though, in movies, so time moves on. It's not like the Marvel, not like comic book land, but in real life, time moves on. And Hugh Jackman said in the interviews, because he's starting to do press for the X-Men movie, that he officially said he's 99.9 sure that the upcoming Wolverine 3 is going to be his last appearance as Logan.
He wants to give them a chance to go ahead and up the pay that they would give him.
No, he is getting older. He's probably feeling it, not wanting to do all the stunts and everything. And poor guy, you gotta admit, some people just lose the ability to do that sort of thing. And so he might need a break, man. He really might.
That, and he wants to go ahead and have a little bit of ice cream once in a while.
Well, you guys want to feel bad. I mean, the first X-Men movie is like what now? It's like almost like 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just caught up with him.
I mean,
Oh,
Hugh Jackman is going to be Wolverine for almost 20 years.
Oh my God.
Think how old we're getting. But
Bite your tongue.
no, but I mean, eventually, you got to replace everybody. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. pretty much says he's done. He's got 2 movies left, or 1 now is Iron Man. Hugh Jackman said he's on the way out. You're probably never going to see Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen back as Professor X and Magneto.
So you better enjoy this film, Days of the Future Past as it comes in. Talk about coming out. We have a big one this week.
Yeah, but who's going to, I mean, keeping on Hugh Jackman, who can replace him?
I don't know. I mean, that is Wolverine.
He became the quintessential Wolverine. I mean,
Well, yeah, but then again, remember, we used to say Christopher Reeve was the only Superman, and, the new guy didn't do a bad job,
yeah, but how long did it take to find the new guy? I mean, it wasn't like, bam, okay, we found him. There he
It
is.
took over 30 years for them to find him.
Oh, let's not forget, too, we had some misstep with Brandon Routh, or Ruth. And I feel sorry for him because he was actually a pretty decent Superman. Old school. But, yeah, I mean, but eventually the characters have to get replaced. I mean, they're looking into replacing Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So-
because we don't want to see geriatric Jones anymore.
Well, the only way I can see it happening is if Indiana Jones accidentally finds a Lazarus pit, falls in, he turns all young again, and now you got new adventures of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, as long as it's not Shia LaBeouf going ahead and playing him.
Oh, don't
No, but-
remind me.
Come on, when we keep these characters, these are characters. Wolverine's adventures are going to go on. And the way it's looking is that Sony Studios is following with the Marvel Universe, and they're creating their own continuity with X-Men, and they're doing their own continuity with Spider-Man. And a little spoiler with that, but I'm not going to talk about that. And then eventually, the actors are going to get old, and you got to replace them. You got to keep continuing the story. With Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, he's 70 now, and obviously it doesn't look that great to be Indiana Jones at 70, but he's had more adventures than those 3-4 movies that we've seen him in.
Yep.
Yep.
You
Oh,
can always do younger Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you can always scale back the years. We saw, they always tell you the years. Who's to say he had adventures before Raiders of the Lost Ark?
We had a younger Indiana Jones. They had the series, Young Indiana Jones, remember?
Oh, that's his little kid, wasn't it?
No, that was him.
No, that was him as a kid.
That was him as an adult?
No, it was him as a kid.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he was younger, he used to go on
No,
adventures.
the one with that actor, and I can't remember his name. What he was a teen dude. He was already living his life, man.
Wasn't it
Remember?
Patrick Flanagan?
Dude,
Yes,
Teen for
something like
me
that.
is a kid.
No, he
Yeah.
wasn't a kid, dude.
No,
What
he
do you
was
mean
a
by
kid.
kid?
He
What do
was
you
a
mean by
kid.
kid?
I mean, teen and under.
Yeah, they did some parts where he was a child. Remember, there was like two.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about the series. They had the series, the Young Indiana Jones, the series. You know,
Yeah, there
I'm
was
talking
he
about the movie.
played.
Teenage and younger. I don't remember him being older than maybe about 18.
Yeah,
No, he
he was like
was
an
slightly
18-year-old.
older because I remember he was in college. You know that episode
No,
where he was in college. I mean, he met Elliot Ness, dude, in college.
yeah, but there was also some other episodes before that where he was a little kid. Remember, there was
Wait
two
a minute.
Indiana
Wait a minute.
Jones.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he's already old as in the during World War II, how is he meeting Elliot Ness in college?
No, he was 18 in World War I.
No, I
I
mean,
remember
but
that
no, World War II. How is he meeting Elliot Ness in college? I don't know.
because Elliot Ness was a young man in college.
Yeah.
He didn't
Possible.
get
I
noted
don't.
until he was like in his 40s, dude. The Untouchables didn't
Oh,
happen
that
until
is
he was.
true. Yeah, he was already older then. Okay, I
Yeah,
can
so
storyline then.
Time traveling arc.
yeah.
Okay,
No, but I'm saying you can basically do different adventures. You know, the character of Indiana Jones can probably continue. Wolverine is going to have to continue. Iron Man is going to have to continue.
it
Yeah.
will since Disney owns him now.
Right?
Yeah. And
They,
anything can happen if they can have aliens at Indiana Jones. Anything can happen.
all right, then continuing, we got to continue here to wrap things up a little bit. We're a little bit over.
Yeah.
The last story we got to talk about. It came out today. Michael Dorn, who played Worf, he announced that he and Paramount Studios apparently is working on a Star Trek Captain Worf TV series.
Now
Uh,
I am kind of interested in that because I love the character of Worf. Worf was like the quiet kind of guy, straight man. And, even throughout all those series, especially when he went to DS9, he was still stood out. He was still there. He did all sorts of things. I mean, he got on with Dax, and then he became the ambassador to the Klingon Empire at the last episode. I mean, he's done a lot of things, and you want to see, well, what was the rest of his career like? I mean, you know what? He had stuff. He did a lot of things.
Yeah, he's a fascinating character. I agree. I've always wanted to know more about Worf and seeing how they brought in the Klingon Empire from being this evil, wanting to kill everything, to where now they are officers, and I'd like to see him lead a starship.
I'm more curious whether it's going to be next generation Deep Space Nine continuity, or is it going to be a different continuity because of what happened in the new Star Trek movies? And
Ooh.
are we seeing a new,
Worf.
a new Worf? He's not the Worf that we knew, but he's the Worf from a
It's
different
not the Worf
timeline.
that we knew, but it's the Worf we need.
Oh.
No. Oh.
It's one of those
Oh.
jokes we haven't had him in a long time.
Oh, God.
I
There's a
I
reason.
want to see the Worf after Deep Space Nine. That's what I want to see.
Well,
Yeah, but again, is it the Worf from that one or from the new timeline?
yeah, you got
Oh, time travel gives me a headache.
The old series,
and you also got the fact that when Worf was in charge of the Defiant, things happened. We didn't get all the stories. We don't know what happened. So yeah, we got to see what happens.
Well, and he said this is Captain Worf.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to take time. It's going to be after, if you think about it the other way, it's going to be after Deep Space Nine, all that. He's a Starfleet captain.
Yep.
That's true.
So, I think it's really cool. They're carrying this on, and we're going to see Star Trek back.
Well,
I know
it's
it's gonna-
Star Trek back on TV. We've been wanting it.
And I know this is going to make our friend Larry Nemec back, happy.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's very interesting to
Nemechek.
think. It could
Nemechek,
be-
yeah.
Nemec, yeah.
Yeah, there could be a new continuity. Is it going to be on the new continuity? Is it going to be on the old stuff? what kind of stories are they going to bring out? I mean, there's all sorts of things that can happen.
All right, we got to wrap things up a little bit. We went a bit over. Apologize for that, but we had a lot of news to cover.
This
And,
was a big week.
It was. It really was.
I mean, there was so much stuff to go ahead and talk about this week.
Yeah, and let's keep it going so we could end. Okay.
All right.
Well,
All right,
so news, go see Spider-Man 2 this weekend.
Yes, this weekend, Spider-Man 2 is coming out. We're going to be catching it, and we'll be talking about it next week, whether it was worth seeing or not. Will it be a cool sequel or not? Well, and then we're going to tell you, and next week we're going to tell you all the nerd news that happened in the past week. You can catch our Facebook page for daily updates, facebook.com/nerdsoac. And again, there's a lot of major events happening. You can check out Free Comic Book Day on Facebook and look up what's happening up in your neck of the woods, so you can go to any events. And again, enjoy May the 4th, ladies and gentlemen.
And
May
the
the
5th.
be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
see
right.
Mayo coming.
Well,